Hello everyone, welcome to Roy Digital Children Teaching Center. Today we'll understand a very important part of our history, how the East India Company slowly became the ruler of the Indian countryside, and the name of this chapter is Ruling the Countryside. So let's dive deep into this topic. Okay? Our first topic is the company becomes the Diwan. On 12 August 1765, the Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. So, what happened on 12th August 1765? On 12th August 1765, a big event happened. The Mughal emperor officially appointed the East Indian Company as the Diwan of Bengal. First of all, we'll know about the meaning of Diwan. A Diwan is someone who is responsible for collecting taxes and managing the financial affairs of a region. Okay, the actual event most probably took place in the Robert Clive's tent, with a few Englishmen and Indians as witness. So, where did this event take place? Not in a big palace or court. It most probably happened in the Robert Clive's tent, right? And only a few Englishmen and Indians were present to witness it. But in the painting above, here you can see the painting, and in the painting above, the event is shown as a majestic occasion taking place in a grand setting. The painter was commissioned by Clive to record the memorable events in Clive's life. The Grant of Diwani clearly was one such event in British imagination. So, here you can see a famous painting showing this event, and this painting makes it look like a very grand royal ceremony in a huge palace, but in reality it was much simpler. So why was it shown so grandly? Because Robert Clive wanted to show it as a very big achievement. The painting was made to celebrate and record the important moments of his life. Okay. So, what changed after becoming Diwan? Now, the East Indian Company became the chief financial administrator. It had a big responsibility: collect taxes from the people and manage the land properly. Organize revenue means money in such a way that they could meet their own growing expenses. Remember, the East India Company was not a government, it was just a trading company. So, it had two main goals: to buy products it needed from India, to sell its own goods and make profits. Okay. Over the years, the company also learned that it had to move with some cautions. Being an alien power, it needed to specify those who in the past had ruled the countryside and enjoyed authority and prestige. Those who had held local power had to be controlled, but they could not be entirely eliminated. How was this to be done? In this chapter, we'll see how the company came to colonize the countryside, organize revenue resources, redefine the rights of people, and produce the crops it wanted. So the company soon realized an important thing. They were foreigners, and people might rebel if they ruled too harshly. In the past, local rulers, zamindars, and other powerful people controlled the countryside. They were respected by the local people. The company understood that they could not completely remove these powerful people. They had to control them carefully and without upsetting them too much. Okay? And our next topic is revenue for the company. The company had become the Diwan, but it still saw itself primarily as a trader. It wanted a large revenue income but was willing to set up any regular or system of assessment and collection. The effort was to increase the revenue as much as it could and buy fine cotton and silk cloth as cheap as possible. So, even after becoming the Diwan, the company still behaved like a trading company, not like a responsible ruler. Their main aim was to earn huge revenue and to buy fine cloths, cottons, to buy fine cotton and silk cloth from Bengal at the cheapest price. The company did not set up any proper system for tax collection or land revenue assessment. They only tried to take as much money as possible and without caring about the farmers and artisans. Okay, so within 5 years the value of goods bought by the company in Bengal doubled. Before 1765 the company had purchased the goods in India by importing gold and silver from Britain. Now the revenue collected in Bengal could finance the purchase of goods for export. Okay, so before 1765 the company bought goods in India by bringing golds and silvers from Britain. They had to spend a lot of precious metals to buy Indian goods, but after 1765 things changed. Now the company used the revenue they collect from the Bengal to buy goods for export to Europe. Okay, and as a result, no need to bring gold and silver from the Britain anymore. So in just 5 years, the value of goods bought by the company in Bengal had doubled. But this greed for profit damaged the Bengal badly. Soon it was clear that the Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis. Artisans were deserting villages since they were being forced to sell their goods to the company at low prices. Peasants, mean farmers, were unable to pay the dues that were being demanded from them. Artisanal production was in decline and agricultural cultivation showed signs of collapse. Then in 1770, a terrible famine killed 10 million people in Bengal. About one third of population was wiped out. So, in 1770, the Bengal faced a terrible famine. The artisans means people who made goods like clothes, pottery, metal items, were forced to sell their goods to the company at very low prices. They could not earn enough to survive. Many left their villages because they could not continue their work. And the peasants, means farmers, faced huge pressure to pay taxes. Many were unable to pay the heavy dues, and as a result, artisan production declined and the agriculture cultivation collapsed. In 1770, Bengal faced a terrible famine. Famine means extreme scarcity of food leading to death and suffering. Around 10 million people died. That was about one third of Bengal's total population. An entire village were wiped out. Bengal's economy and society were completely shaken. So students, here you can see that the East India Company's hunger for revenue led to the suffering of millions in Bengal. In our next video, we'll learn about how the company tried to remove the revenue system after this disaster. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more clear and easy history lessons.